Welcome back to Newsstand. I can't get down from here. It's scary. This week on Sunday, Bad Bunny's halftime show went really well. My favorite part was when he named every country in North and South America. Just shouting them out. No melody. Super impressive. Most of us can't even name every state in the US without singing that dumb song. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut. Wait, we don't have a state that starts with B, but we have 4 A states in a row? But for those really fun, happy people who use prediction markets to bet on how reality will unfold, there was a dispute on Polymarket and Kalshi if Cardi B's cameo counted as her performing in the halftime show. This timeline we're all on would be so much better if Polymarket was the app you use to find members for your polycule. Do you call them members? Partners. Partners? This is my impression of someone in a polycule coming home from their law firm with a promotion. Honey, I'm a partner. Me too.
Me 3.
Me 4.
Me 5.
It's all love to all the poly people out there. But to all the poly market people out there, it's all hate from me, baby. Kalshi, I hardly know she. Well, I'm sorry, desk monsters, but prediction economists don't even deserve a good pun. They deserve a good punch in the face. Cuba is facing a dire energy crisis as the US has blocked their oil supply from Venezuela and Mexico. Cuba is one of the classic examples of how socialism doesn't work. Wait a second. Oh wait, I missed the end of that sentence. Cuba is one of the classic examples of how socialism doesn't work when the US just won't fucking leave you alone. For 60 years, the US has been squeezing Cuba with embargoes and sanctions and thousands of failed assassination attempts on Fidel Castro. Give it up, America. She's just not into you like that. Leave Cuba alone. You're literally suffocating her. But I don't know. Maybe socialism is too frivolous with how it spends its money. In Valentine's Day news, McDonald's is making a limited time McNugget caviar kit. Too frivolous with how it spends its money.
Too frivolous.
Jesus Christ, a McNugget caviar kit? Hey, McDonald's. Now is not the time to test America's healthcare system with another salmonella outbreak. Besides, measles is in the middle of a comeback. Let measles have its moment in the sun. And this is what measles looks like when you leave it in the sun for too long. And for the 35th year in a row, White Castle is transforming its restaurants into love castles with hostess seating, tableside service, and Valentine's Day decor. This is especially sacred for my family, as I was actually conceived in a White Castle love castle. It's a really sweet story, actually, and it explains my shrimp allergy. Whoops. Ooh, looks like I spoiled the Desk Monster's Valentine's Day plans. Hey, sorry you guys, I'm sorry. Who was your date, anyway? Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens? Oh, he would have really liked Love Castle. I feel terrible. Anyway, White Castle turning into Love Castle is perfect for those who thought Fred Schneider was too poor. Love Shack. Love Shack. Honey, in this hellscape of a country, I need to see a title of ownership before I enter a love anything. Also, maybe the whole shack shimmies, because you can't afford to keep the goddamn heat on, Fred. You ever think about that? Attorney General Pam Bondi was called before Congress to answer questions about how she mishandled the Epstein files release. She was super considerate and brought every member on the committee a box of those chalky candies with a note on it. Unfortunately, those were heavily redacted as well. Now, if you want the drama, I heard that Pam and America might break up, probably after Valentine's Day, so she can still get that heart-shaped coupon book. You know, one of these. It's good for 1 free car wash, 1 foot massage, and 1 get-out-of-jail-free card. It's so funny how many morons this administration just absolutely throws under the bus. You want to be AG? Hell yeah, welcome aboard. Your first task? The president has abused tons of girls and emailed about it literally thousands of times. So just cover that up and we'll give you a pardon when you get caught. The administration took down the pride flag at the Stonewall National Monument in New York City. The only way I can see this being good news is if it's because we're replacing it with a flag depicting a cop getting hit in the face with a brick. Shout out Marsha P. Johnson. Do you think the administration just spins a wheel to decide what stupid new hateful action they do each week? I sure hope so, because if it's anything like Wheel of Fortune, there should be a spot on that wheel labeled moral bankruptcy. But instead of just losing all your money, we get to cast shame and aspersions onto you. And you lose all your money. I gotta say, I've been to this national monument a bunch of times. It's right by my favorite pizza place in New York, shout out Bleecker Street Pizza. And it's a pretty small little park with a couple of benches. You could easily walk past it and not know the history right beneath your feet. But the government knows how much this angers people. The administration continues to send its message that they will ignore, revise, or remove history to better shape the narrative they think should be the reality. Now, I don't know what narrative should be reality, but I do know it should be a narrative with a lot of Muppets. I mean, if Sean Penn can win an Oscar for playing Harvey Milk, then certainly Miss Piggy can finally win an Oscar in the long overdue The Muppet Stonewall Riot. You can't tell me you wouldn't watch this. And your opinion on Matt Vogel's Kermit voice would be the last thing you're thinking about when we watch Rizzo the Rat gnaw the nuts off of the main villain, Officer Walton Goggins. Oh yeah, I think we can get the Gog in this movie. The Gog!
The Gog!
Unfortunately, we'll probably also have to do a redemption arc for Officer Goggins. But the good news is we'll get to see him in drag for the final number. Kinda like the Birdcage, but in this movie, the bird is Camilla. In Black History Month news, today, February 14th, is the birthday of Frederick Douglass, Bishop Richard Allen, and Gregory Hines. Abolitionist Frederick Douglass didn't have documentation of his actual birth date because he was born enslaved, so he chose the 14th because he remembered his mother used to call him her little Valentine. I don't have to have a punchline for everything. That's just a sweet fact right there. Can't beat it. Bishop Richard Allen founded the African Methodist Episcopal Church in 1794, the first black independent denomination in the U.S. He was also born enslaved, bought his freedom at age 20, and was an active abolitionist. In 1799, he and 70 other black Americans sent a petition to Congress for citizenship and emancipation for black Americans. One congressman named Harrison Gray Otis said the petition must have been fraudulent because black people were, quote, incapable of writing their names and reading the petition. After that congressman died in the 1800s, I bet if you read that quote out in the town square, you'd get fired from your job for insinuating he was racist. And finally, Gregory Hines was a talented Emmy and Tony Award-winning actor, dancer, and singer on screen and stage in the 80s and 90s. Of course, all three of these men having Valentine's birthdays means they're all Aquariuses. And that probably means something, but I don't know the rest of their birth chart. So, tune in next week for more Black History. Oh, the Death Monster just gave me a Valentine. It's redacted. Did you guys really re-gift me Pam Bondi's Valentine? No, nothing's wrong. I guess I hoped that you would have made me something a little more thoughtful, you know? I am not being such a Virgo right now. Am I? I mean, if Sean Kingston. This is my impression of someone in a polycule coming home. Just coming home. Hey. Easy. They're just like us. Ah, yeah. Whoa. I'm just trying to get a good splice in there. Happy Valentine's Day.